like this? Well, that's the question that I posed to Mark Swain. He's the author of No Sales, No Sleep, and his transform methodology has helped organizations, corporates, and industry generate an additional 10 billion worth of deals that they wouldn't otherwise have created as a result of his approach for not just prospecting, but opportunity development. In the coming half an hour, he's going to go through the 9 steps you need to go through to be able to progress sales faster. He's going to be talking about prospecting, as in where to find opportunity given these conditions. He's going to be talking about how to progress sales that had otherwise stalled. And he's going to talk about managing those sales for not just retention, but also referrals as well. So if you've been thinking about how do you find deals, how do you close deals, what's the process you need to follow, it's all about to be answered and more. Enjoy. So you're about to sit in on a session from one of our crisis reinvention team, but let me give you some quick context. When COVID started to seriously impact businesses, we mobilized experts from within the Dent community to be able to help business leaders like yourself navigate the difficult decisions across a variety of topics, including how to access finance and grants, to cash management, to human resource law, to marketing and sales strategies, to cool tools and tech that you can use from home, through to high stakes leadership, health, wellness, stress management, not just for yourself, but for your team, and look, a whole lot more. For the full schedule, with more being added every week, visit dent.global/reinvent, and we hope you find it a useful resource. All right, let's do this.
Well, hi everybody, and welcome to this Transform Your Sales webinar for the Dent community. And I really want to share some practical ideas and some insights and just give you some support at this time that you can take back to your business in relation to your sales process. They say, you know, there are decades where nothing happens and there are weeks where decades happen. I'm sure we can all relate to these crazy times. So we'll get into sharing some ideas with you that I'm sure you'll find useful and will help you. And I noted to Glenn when he first came up with this great crisis initiative, if this helps one business from failing by us coming together, this will have worked. So in terms of introduction, I'm Mark Swain and I'm a financial services sales expert. I spent about 30 years in high-end strategic sales for companies like ANZ, American Express. And I now run corporate training programs for large corporate financial services clients such as Bank of Tokyo and equity underwriters. And what I'd like you to think about right at the start of this is this statement here. Customers remember how you treat them in tough times for a long time. And this is really important as we all plan our individual sales strategies during this period. And I'd encourage you to always have this at the back of your mind. People are very sensitive at the moment. People are losing jobs. People have got their businesses on the line. So just very carefully think through how you treat people and how you manage opportunities at this time. Now, in terms of what we're going to cover off, we're going to cover off a step-by-step sales process that you can be thinking about for your business, right from targeting clients. Who should you be targeting at this time? What should your targeting activities be? All the way through to managing your existing business. What methods and steps can you be taking to make sure your existing business is secure as possible at this time? So this will take about 45-50 minutes. It's been put together pretty quickly, so there's not been a lot of preparation for this. My goal really here is to just give you ideas, insights, everything I've got to really help you and your business through this time. So right at the outset, you've got to be very clear on what you're selling, whatever business you have, and what problem you solve and the value you deliver. And ultimately every business is in the business of solving customers' problems, and the DENT program does a great job in terms of getting participants to look at what problems they're solving and to drill deep into the problems that your customers have. And this is a great time to be thinking about your product and your service in terms of what problem does your product or service solve? Why is it remarkable or different? And what is the compelling event for customer adoption? And what I mean by that is, why should someone pick your business or go with your business rather than anyone else? So this is a great time where things are a little bit quieter with the market changing, to really step back. And I recommend doing this exercise. Ask yourself, what problem does your product or service really solve? Why is it remarkable or different? And what is the compelling event for customer adoption? Why should someone pick you over the competition? Once you've determined your value proposition and you have a value proposition to solve problems for clients, you then need to get really tight on where you're targeting. And it's critically important to target the right clients rather than any client. And DENT reinforces this in many different ways across their materials. And use this time to be really thinking about, what are the characteristics of your ideal customer? And really get specific on this. What are the demographics? What's the profile of the company? What's the profile of the individual? What are their age? Really get specific on those characteristics. And on the other side of this is actually get clear on what are the events that generate a demand or interest in your service. Now, it could be ERP system upgrades, it could be moves to online technology, it could be management changes, it could even be changes as a result of coronavirus throwing up new opportunities. So really be thinking in the current environment, what are those ideal characteristics of your customer, and what events generate a demand for your service, because that is where you really want to have your pipeline focus. So you're spending time working on ideal customers. Another thing to really be aware of at this time is doing the research on your target market, doing the research on your customer and their industry, and really getting to understand them in great detail. Now, I've put some questions up here for you to be thinking about. Obviously, there's a whole range of different businesses in this program. I mainly work with large corporates, so this has got a little bit of a sway to this, but the principle of really understanding your client's industry is critical at this time. Do you know your customers' industry headwinds and tailwinds? Have you actually taken time to read their annual report? Have you mapped their financial supply chain? Do you know who the key people are? Can you explain their costs, their operating environment, their sales channels and trends affecting their industry? This is a fantastic time now to be doing the preparation for the upturn after this virus. This is a great time to be doing the research on those clients that you've wanted to pursue for a long time. So don't lose this opportunity when we're working from home to really do the research on your long-term pipeline, because it will have a fantastic benefit when we come out of this crisis. Now, the next step that I want to share with you is around, and I've had many questions on this, well, what should we be doing at this time, Mark? Should we be approaching new customers? And, how do we approach new customers in this current market? And I'd really say at this time, it's a period where you have to approach customers in a sensitive way. And it's critical more than ever that you approach customers with value. This is not a market where you should be saying, buy my new online program, or just, outright aggressively selling. This is the time to be taking insights to your prospective customers. What case studies can you be sharing? What trends are you seeing happen in their industry? What ideas and insights can you be educating your prospect companies to be aware of? Are there any ways right now where you can be bringing new ideas to your customer base to make them more profitable, to be adapting their service to be more efficient in these times? And can you adapt and bring different value in this new environment? If you're a business that does book publishing, can you be transferring to an online program and supporting all these people that have got time to write books at the moment? If you're dealing with cafes and restaurants, can you be adapting your service offering to offer an online delivery option in an innovative way? So my message here is, when you're approaching those target customers that you've defined and researched, is really be approaching them with value and insights at this time. And people will remember you for that. So spend time thinking what insights you can share to support your target customer base. The next step of this process is really understanding your customer needs and understanding them in detail. Ultimately, good solutions begin with a deep understanding of client needs. And for the transactions that you're working on in your pipeline, what are the client's main requirements? What are the key issues that they're working through at the moment? Who's managing the project? What's the priority of it? And what's the decision criteria? I mean, the reality is right now that decision timeframes will be pushed out. But this really reinforces the point of how important really understanding your client needs and requirements are before you propose any solutions. So this is the most important part of your sales process, whether you're a small business or a large business. Spend the majority of your time really getting to understand what your clients want and their needs before you put any solutions forward. Now, the next step of this process that I educate customers on is bring in an additional step before you send any proposals to customers, because clients will always force you to send a proposal. But I recommend that you bring in this step of summarizing what the client is trying to achieve first. Now summarize according to the dictionaries to express the most important facts or ideas about something or someone in a clear or short form. And for your transactions, by summarizing where the client is now to what they've explained and where they want to go, you really demonstrate that you've been listening and you confirm with them what their requirements are before you issue a proposal. Now, there's an example on the screen here for a large banking transaction, but the message I'm really trying to convey to you here is, for all the deals in your pipeline now or at any other time, summarize where the client is now, because the client needs to be seeing a level of pain and a level of problem to be moving to their ideal state and their ideal position. So bring in that step for transactions that are in your pipeline. And this is also a good time at the moment to revisit deals that maybe have stalled in your pipeline where you have proposals. It could be that you've issued those proposals too early. So never fear pulling back a couple of steps in the sales process to go back and revisit customer needs and really what they're trying to get done and summarize to them what their vision is. So that's a tip that you may find very useful to unblock some stalled deals in your pipeline at the moment. And there's a simple tool here that I've put here, and I recommend you use it on an ongoing basis. Where is your customer now? What problems do they have? And where have they explained that they want to get to? And the next step is really finalizing your winning pitch. And your winning pitch is centered around your customer issues, their ideal state vision, and the compelling solution that your product or service can deliver. And I really recommend that you make any of your proposals or pitches 90% about their business and their problems and 10% about your business. And try to keep your presentations succinct and below 10 slides. And here is a little framework here that you can use for deals that you're working on. What are your clients' current arrangements? What are their problems? Where are they trying to get to? And how can you take them there? How can you deliver these compelling solution benefits? So for all of the transactions you're working on, try and have this 3-stage final pitch where you summarize where the client is at, you detail where they've told you that they want to get to, and you explain how you can take them to this better world, to the compelling solution benefits. So a couple of techniques here on actually closing out deals at the moment. There will be a lot of focus on cost reductions and price at this time. And I recommend for any negotiations that you have that you're always summarizing the price in between benefits. Position your pricing between value, and position your pricing between where the customer has described where they want to be and your compelling solution. It will take the emphasis off the price and put more of the emphasis on value. Implementation, you've got to get your implementation right at all times. Make it easy for customers to do business with you. As we know, the sale is never completed until the customer has realized the benefits and is happy. Many transactions are won and then lost through poor implementation. So great time to have your sales teams focused on ensuring that implementations pending are really over-delivering at the moment. What can you do to over-deliver for work in progress at the moment for clients? There's a little matrix here to help you. What steps are you going to take to implement seamlessly for your customers? And really finally here, managing the business you have. As we know, it's much easier to sell more to an existing customer. And I recommend you spend the majority, 50% of your sales and marketing costs looking after your existing customer base. Use this time to develop plans to manage your existing customers. And there is no better time to reach out to your existing customers and just ask them if they're okay. How can you help them at this difficult time? What can you do to support them? As I said in the opening, people remember how they are treated in tough times for a long time. So what can you do to support your customers at the moment? How can you help them? I've even seen some great initiatives coming through from the Dent community with stage payment plans and some new online service offerings. So, this is a time of support and help. And this program itself is doing that. How can we rally around the community? How can we help each other to get through this time? Customers will remember you for a long time by the actions that you take at this time. So a real quick recap on what we've covered. Use this time to really target clients more efficiently. Get tight on your target client profile and revisit the dent materials, revisit the foundation materials and the 100 problems of your customer to get tight on the problems that your business solves and what that ideal customer looks like and what events have generated a demand for your service. Maybe there are new events in this time that you can leverage. Use this time to really research your prospective customers. What are their business models? What challenges do they have? How do their businesses typically operate? Get deep on understanding your target market. When you're out there now approaching customers, I really recommend approach them with value. Be sensitive with the way that you sell, but be supportive and helping customers through this time. Share insights and value with them. And it's always been a critical part of the sales process, but revisit the deals in your pipeline. What are the real underlying needs of the customer? What are they trying to get done? Where are they trying to get to? And bring in this additional step of summarizing the client's ideal state vision. What have they described to you that they want to get done before you issue your proposals? That step alone will dramatically increase your sales conversion rates because you will actually be sending proposals when you do to clients that have confirmed that they're ready to proceed and are happy with the ideal state vision that you can take them to. Have a 3-stage pitch. Keep it simple. Show the customer the current arrangements where they have the pain. Explain the ideal vision that they've said that they want to get delivered with you and summarize the position that you can take them to, how you can take them to a better picture. Don't get hammered down on price at this time. Negotiate strongly, defend your value proposition because you know your market. Make the implementation efficient and easy for your customers. Support them through this time. Over-deliver for customers. Delight them and keep them very happy. And manage for growth and really look after your existing customers at this time. Many are doing it really tough. Support them in any way you can. Get on a phone call with them. Get on a video with them and just help them out. Now, I've got a whole load of resources at markswain.com.au, insights to support you. Ultimately, if you can combine a customer focus through this period, combined with a great sales process discipline, you will be able to create opportunity at the end of this. Go online and get my free 1-page sales plan that you can complete for your business. There's a whole host of videos there. I hope you found this useful. Stay safe at this time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the end of this where you've been able to transform your sales and come out the other end to be successful. Thanks very much, everybody.
For more expert talks, just visit dent.global/reinvent because we believe that the decisions that you make now matter more than ever. We started Dent 10 years ago in the middle of the GFC in London, and we shared the key person of influence methodology as a tool to be able to help businesses thrive despite the chaos. Today, it's a best-selling book, and over 3,000 businesses use the methodology like an operating system for driving performance. And we've learned that regardless of economic conditions, that your primary focus as a founder should be showing up as the go-to brand, the key person of influence in your industry. More important than systems or social media, more important than Facebook videos or launching a website, The goal of showing up as the key person of influence in your industry should be the organizing force. It should be the primary objective that helps align all your other decision making. Because as your influence and reach expands, it becomes easier and cheaper to attract clients, team, media, even investors. When times are tough, it's the key people of influence that become even more valuable and even more in demand. And if you've been in business for a while, you're probably a lot closer than you think. So every week that this COVID-19 thing continues, I'm going to be hosting a weekly talk to be able to help business leaders like yourself recalibrate their focus so they can make the most of the times that we're in. If you're interested in jumping on a Zoom and saying hi with me, you can find the link to register for my sessions as well as all of the crisis response team sessions at dent.global/reinvent. If you found this useful, let us know. My name's Glenn Carlson, and please be brave, have fun. Let's go make a dent in the universe.